Penguin City. Joy was on a cruise with his family. Were having a great time. Both they were onwards in the cold water near a turkey's cat. He walked down the deck, snacking on a big bag of batteries popcorn. He told the buttons of his favorite video game. When the bag was emptied, he tossed it over the ship's railing. His hands were so slippery with buttons that the game soil went flying too. Oh no! Joyce yelled. My video game! Joyce leaned fell over the railing and tried to snatch the consoles out of the air. He leaned too far and fell over the ship's side. Arrgh! He cried as he splashed into the salty waters. The ocean was freezing. Joyce tried to swim at the curious sea, but it was way too fast. Soon, Joyce's arms and legs got so they couldn't move behind them. Then he started to sink. What shall I do? He do as the water slowed over his head. Suddenly, Joyce saw a bashy creature. It looked like a little man screaming in distress. They were penguins. They grasped into Joyce's beak and pulled him underneath the Arctic ice. Joyce gasped for air as the penguins pulled him from the water. He caught his breath and looked around at an amazing sight. They were in an underground city of ice. Penguins were everywhere, waiting from castles of snow or sliding down icy ramps. They spoke to each other in warbling voice. The biggest penguin returned with a spring for George to follow him deeper into the city. Soon, the city was not so beautiful. Piles of farm cups and plastic trucks back covered the ice. Old tire and soda can block the ice slides and waterways. What's happened? Joyce asked. Where did all his trucks come from? The penguin hobbled into the big opening in the cave wall. He pointed with his wing. Just what as the herd of whales swam into an underground harbor. They carried garbage up their backs. Teams of penguins waddled up, unlasted the track of the whales, and put it on the ice shore. Then the penguins carried the track into a city. They dumped it wherever was room. Most of the penguin city was covered in trash. The big penguin frowned. You collect all his trash? Joyce asked. Where does it all come from? The penguin held out his bun in a it was as if he wanted to say from over. How much more is there? Joyce asked. The penguin stretched his wings as wide as the cloud could. Lots and lots of it? Joyce asked. The penguin nodded sadly. You're trying to keep the ocean clean, aren't you? Joyce asked. The penguin smiled again. Just then, a group of dolphins swam into the city. They pushed trash with their oars. One of them had a popcorn bag on his back. Joyce hung his head in shame. All the garbage is going to run your penguin city, isn't it? He sighed. If I could get back home, I'd try to help. The penguin just turned to a whales as he rose from the water. They hove into his bag. The blue whales took Joyce and the penguins out of the ice city. They sped across the ocean and soon reached a courier ship. Joyce called for help. A rhesus crows pulled him back right. Later that day, Joyce saw a little girl. She was going to toss her soda can over the edge of the ship. No, he cried. We can't let her. The little girl stopped. She put the can in the recycling bin. It was a small start, but Joyce knew that if he could teach people not to litter, he could save Penguin City.